Okay, so it's always quite tricky to condense, but in a nutshell, I started my periods really young age, about 9 years old, and just before my 10th birthday, I was put on the pill because they were painful and they were heavy. So I was on the pill for 10 over 10 years, so about 13 years before I completely came off. And coming off the pill, symptoms that were already there between that time, which included chronic fatigue, epilepsy, a weight, so I'd lose a lot of weight, then I'd put on a lot of weight, anxiety, and food disorders, things like this, were quite severe between those years. But when I decided to come off the pill at the age of 23, the symptoms became tremendously worse. And I do want to mention, I only came off the pill simply because a few years before, my sister had a baby, and she was explaining to me that she had to come off the pill, and I had no idea it was something that you could come off. I was put on it at 10, never monitored or asked any questions. And then my sister gave me her version of events, and how important it was to come off. And she had similar symptoms, like a lot less, but she still had like headaches, anxiety, couldn't control her weight, things like this. Came off it and then and fell pregnant. So I didn't even know that it was there to stop you from getting pregnant. So that's when I discovered, right, okay, this probably isn't normal, I need to come off. When I came off, it made the severity of my symptoms even more severe. And it was only by chance that I was going doctors, to gynecologists, to, I was pushing really hard to see specialists. They said, this is just bad period, you need to go back on the pill. There was no real answer. And then I paid privately for the same doctor that if I'd waited 2 years on the NHS, that's the same doctor I would have got. So at the time, he just did an ultrasound, he did an MRI, and within half an hour of a conversation and having my test results, he said, you've got stage 4 endometriosis. It's as clear as day. And I'd never heard of it. And I don't think it was really well known at the time either. So there was a lot of assumptions, a lot of, this is what we could do, this is what we can do. We don't really know anything about it. I was told that it was incurable, that I would be infertile, that I wouldn't live past the age of 35. I mean, that was a big one to absorb, because I was like, well, hang on, what? This has gone from,
It's just it's till you're gonna die in the next
yeah,
5
till I'm
years.
gonna die. And just so kind of thrown out there was no support offered at all. And I don't blame the medical system at all. It's an unknown world, and it requires a lot more than what the medical world can give. The medical world is treated to fix and to save, but it's not there to monitor your lifestyle and to give you a life. It can help you live, but not live your life, if that makes sense, which I know like that will make sense to you completely. So yeah, so then somebody by chance handed me a book, who kind of listened to me. She was like, I've had these symptoms, handed me a book from Medical Medium, and that was just the beginning. I started doing heavy metal detox smoothies. I then had to reevaluate my exercise regime, be kinder to myself, give myself rest, and it just opened up a whole new world that I'm still on. But there comes some discipline with that. I have to, if I become complacent at any point, I have to know that there's a chance that will flare it up. So, and that, by that I mean, I could eat really healthy, but if I put myself in stressful emotional situations, that can even trigger, if I don't sleep, things like that. So yeah, so it's been a real journey, and now it's opened me up spiritually, physically, emotionally, and I really actually appreciate, I have a lot of gratitude for the person that it's shaped today.
Yeah, I love your story. It's quite original, because it's about this stage 4 endometriosis, which actually I'm not an expert in whatsoever. But again, the whole journey you had to go through from not being diagnosed properly to finding your own healing, and how you discovered that lifestyle is important, what you eat is important, how you think, how you take care of yourself is important. That really resonates with me as I try to help other people avoid burnout or help them like create a better work-life balance. So I'm very, very happy that you were able to share this today. So you mentioned before that the book that kind of was the turning point is a book that I love myself, You Can Heal Your Life, from Louise Hay, which was one of the first times that we read about the importance of emotions and how it can create symptoms, or on the other hand, how your body can create pain to get attention from you so that you are aware that something needs to change. I think I got burnout because I was working 2 hours day and night as a medical doctor without any breaks, and I couldn't get out of bed one morning. Now someone's going to ring the doorbell. It's really bad timing. I'll quickly finish up. You can contact Livvy, who's a health coach, at livvy.franks@icloud.com. And I love your Instagram account, live_with_balance.
Liv. So Liv and then _with_balance. So live with balance.
I'll definitely start following you, and thank you so much for your time. And Judy's calling me. So thank you for doing this, and I'm looking forward to seeing what else you achieve with your life, but you seem to be on the right track. All the best.